Alright, we got our food. Adora. We're gonna go back to the coast and eat early. Howdy! Oh, my house is such a mess right now. I should probably give like an updated tour at some point, but today is not that day. Tomorrow I think is going to be the day I do some cleaning, some much needed house cleaning, because I've been just nonstop go, 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 living out of bags for, well, since September. I've been staying with my boyfriend a lot. He just deployed, so now we're back on our own again for a while. And then took a trip to Wisconsin, drove out there, drove back, didn't drive the ambulance, just took a rental car. It's been a very busy couple of months, and a lot of really great time, but also, I need to clean my house. And today I'm catching up on sleep after I eat. I was up until about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, and just about brain dead. So I'm not sure I'm going to talk about a whole lot today. I did post an article for anybody who is horrified about eating raw meat and think you're going to die from it and you're going to get some sort of foodborne illness. I just wrote up an article that shows the data from the CDC about foodborne illness, and you are actually way less likely to get sick eating raw meat than you are from eating any kind of prepackaged, pre-made, cooked meat products. And you're just as likely to get sick from eating produce as you are from eating cooked meat products. Produce is just wild. Like, you can get hepatitis A from strawberries and pomegranate seeds, and I never even really thought about hepatitis A as being a foodborne illness risk until I started looking at the numbers. So some really, really cool stuff there. Check the description, links in the description. If you like it and you want more information like that, let me know. I love compiling data. I love looking at hard facts and digging into research and stuff like that. So it was a very fun thing to write up. And yeah, today we have 85% raw ground beef from Sprouts. I also picked up some raw cheddar, and I already had a tub of raw butter. So lately what I've been doing is I'm trying to detoxify as much oxalate from my body as possible. So if you've never heard of oxalates, feel free to message me direct. I don't have really any articles about them directly yet, but I'm working on some stuff that's kind of fascinating about oxalates, carnivore diet, why there are some people that can go carnivore diet and just immediately feel amazing, and then other people get really, really sick and feel better when they incorporate certain plants, especially like fruits. So really fascinating information there. I'm working on some articles, but I have been dumping oxalates for over 4 years now since I've been doing the carnivore diet, and it's how quickly I am detoxifying from them varies depending on what I'm eating and what I'm supplementing. So certain things like vitamin C can cause your body to produce oxalates, which obviously you don't want. We've got a noisy neighbor right now. And so I've got some outbreaks, or it's not true acne over here, but these are actually bits of oxalate coming out of my skin. So what I find happens with me, I tend to get crystals that come out through my skin, and unlike a regular zit, they never come to a head. They're not full of just regular pus. My body will never resolve them on its own. I can leave them for months and they will just sit and fester, and sometimes they'll get worse and then calm down and look like they're healing, and then they'll come back and they'll just go through that cycle over and over. until I just dig them out. And once I dig them out, it'll heal right up and go away right away. So within a couple of days, it'll be completely healed up. And when I first started carnivore diet, they came out through my arms mostly, like my forearms, and they just burned, just terrible. It was they almost felt like spider bites, but I would dig crystals out and then they would heal over and the burning would go away. Lately, I've been getting them some spots on my face again. I did have a period of about 8 or 9 months where I had cystic acne along my jawline. Those were the same thing. It was just oxalate dumping. So it can mimic acne. And to be honest, I kind of question whether cystic acne is even a thing or if it's actually oxalate detox from people. But that's a whole different rabbit hole to go down. And so I'm actually trying to encourage more oxalate dumping right now. So what helps is calcium. Calcium allows oxalates to bind to it and helps pull it out of your system through your poop, basically. You can also dump oxalates through your urine. It can come out through your skin, through your tears, through your saliva. There are some people in carnivore that will report all of a sudden they had a big increase in tartar buildup all over their teeth. And I had the same thing for a while, but what was really curious about it was it wasn't buildup from the outside. I could actually pull sheets of it out from my gum line. It was embedded under my gum line. So it was actually coming out from the inside of my body. And yeah, just really strange. Luckily, it only lasted a few months and has since resolved on its own. But it just kind of rotates. I've got, like, right now I've got some dry scalp stuff going on that I think is related. And I've got the oxalate dumping through my face a little bit right now. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, long story short. Because of that, I'm eating a lot of raw dairy, more raw dairy than I probably normally would because I want as much calcium as I can. I really don't want to rely on supplements for it. So we're just going the natural food route, and it is what it is. It's wintertime. It's a good time for a bunch of dairy anyway. It's kind of enjoyable to eat. But I'll usually get this raw goat cheddar, and I'll eat, it's a 50-50 volume ratio of raw cheddar and raw butter. So I'll eat the same volume of raw butter to raw cheddar. I've got, like I say, I'm eating a lot. And there are days where I'm eating about 6,000 calories in a day, and I'm not gaining weight with this approach. So I personally find that calories only matter under certain circumstances. When you're not eating a large portion of carbohydrates, it's really kind of not an issue in my experience. Your mileage may vary, or your beliefs about it, and that's okay. It really doesn't matter to me. So I'm eating probably around 6,000 calories today, and it's just not a big deal. I will scale back eventually, and it'll be whatever it is. So I hope you guys brought some of your own meat. That would be amazing. Bring a package of your own meat, sit down, and just eat with me. We'll enjoy dinner. I also have to feed Dora. I did feed her a pretty good amount of her dog food blend this morning, but I don't like to leave her out at night. Come here. She's a good girl. Yeah, oxalates are a really fascinating subject. If you've never heard of it, certain foods contain oxalate. Your body cannot fully break it down. It has to excrete it. And then there's certain things that cause your body to metabolize them as oxalate, so produce oxalate from another substance. So all vitamin C is one example of that your body breaks all vitamin C down into oxalate. And it can only get rid of so much in at a time, so you can build up oxalate in your systems. Oxalate is associated with kidney stones, gallbladder stones, tonsil stones, all the stones basically in your body, and a myriad of other health issues. It can build up in your bone tissues, your soft tissues, your organs. It really doesn't have any limitations, and they're sharp little crystal shards, so not really the best things to have floating around in the system. They damage cells. Something really fascinating I learned is they can push potassium outside of the cell, causing electrolyte imbalance. So for people that do carnivore and all of a sudden find that they have to be sucking down tons and tons of electrolytes, could be associated with oxalate and oxalate dumping. Above and beyond, because it's not even common on carnivore diet to be in ketosis, so that alone shouldn't be a major factor. Oh, what a good girl. She's one of the best dogs. So right now I don't have anything across my door to keep her in. But I can't think of a single time when she's ever tried to leave when I've been inside the house. She'll just lay there, lay in the sun, enjoy it. It's really nice having a dog that's just so, I don't know, connected. This butter is really, really good. I think it's 87% fat. Yeah, 87% butter fat, which is one of the most dense butterfat butters I have found, let alone raw. And the more butterfat, the creamier it is. So you'll see a lot of brands advertised as European style. Kerrygold is very high butterfat. That's how it gets its, yummy, creamy texture. But I've been really focusing on just 100% raw and not making room or excuses for, oh, well, it's fine. I'll just do a little bit of pasteurized here or pasteurized there. And I'm definitely noticing significant benefits from that. A big takeaway from the article about will eating raw meat kill you or make you sick is basically avoid mass-produced prepackaged foods. Regardless of what's in them. That includes produce, raw, cooked, doesn't matter. Some of the most significant outbreaks that involve deaths involve plants, produce, not meat products. Or actually, I should say most, not some. Something that happened for me eating this way, there's a lot of times I've encountered a situation that has made it too obvious to ignore that what we've been taught is wrong. Where we were taught that something is an absolute fact, and then we find out later, well, no, that's not actually necessarily true. Really, like, low-hanging fruit on this is the idea that Columbus was this great individual, and then it turns out, oh, he actually murdered a lot of people. Okay, so there's an example. But eating raw meat, for me, is just solidifying that that understanding of what we're taught isn't necessarily the entire truth. And there aren't always evil reasons behind it. Sometimes it's just that's how it turned out because of commercial interests or politics at the time, yada, yada, yada. Sometimes it probably is intentional. But regardless, I think it's good to try to always question things. So, okay, if I've been eating raw meat all year, I mean, just by sheer volume and frequency alone, I should have gotten sick by now, according to the common knowledge around it. But CDC data on foodborne illness doesn't support that idea. So where did that messaging come from? And why is it so pervasive? Why do we keep repeating it? Why is nobody questioning, well, how do we know that raw meat will kill you? The idea that raw milk would kill you used to be really popular. Now look, you can go to a lot of states and buy raw milk in the grocery store. So why aren't we questioning everything at this point? And by extension, is it safe to eat plants? Is it safe to eat raw plants? Just because we've always been, well, not always, in fact, just because we've been doing it for a very long time. I mean, we've been battling chronic illness for a very long time. This stuff isn't normal in wild animals. So why do we accept that it's normal in human beings? Even if we think that we're more intelligent than other animals, that doesn't mean we're not animals. And we don't even know for a fact that we're more intelligent than all animals. This is so good. This is just regular, conventional, 85%. It's not grass-fed. Their grass-fed today was like $7.50 a pound, and it's not truly grass-fed, grass-finished. So I wasn't willing to spend the extra dough. Almost done. Yeah, she's just chilling. She's loving. It's such a beautiful day. So it's about 66 degrees out. Sunny. A very light breeze. We're parked a block from the ocean. I can hear it behind me. It was very satisfying. It's just something. I have no cravings whatsoever for cooked food at all. And what I've found is it tends to dehydrate me more. Whereas with raw, I stay hydrated a lot easier with less fluids. My sleep has been amazing lately. Oh, it's been so good. Such good quality. And yeah, mostly I think I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I'm a little tired because I was up so late, but we're just gonna relax the rest of the afternoon. Maybe read a book and enjoy the sunshine while it lasts. So I'm gonna get to eating this stuff in a little bit. I'm gonna just like let my raw ground beef settle for probably a half hour or so, and then dig in and eat my cheddar and butter. My best friend Billy, I was telling her what I was doing, and she's like, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna do your butter diet thing. So she sat down, she's like, I need a whole stick of butter too with some cheese. And then she messaged me later and she said, yeah, I almost barfed. So if you're not used to eating a lot of fat in each bite, because there's something interesting I've noticed. If I take a slice of cheese and a pat of butter, same volume, and I put the cheese side down on my tongue, I don't really have any issue eating it like that. Now, if the butter touches my tongue first, there's this response from my body that's like, this is too much fat. I don't know if we like this. So that's kind of an interesting response I've noticed. With carnivore, I've become much more conscious of what my body is telling me when I'm eating, when I'm hungry, when I'm full, when I'm in the middle of a meal. It is really nice to have that back and forth, because before, when I was eating carbohydrates of any kind, I never had an off signal. I never got any feedback really from my body other than it was always hungry. It was just constantly hungry. It was never full. And it really didn't matter what I ate. I just wanted more because I was so nutritionally starved. So, all right. You guys have a great afternoon. I'll catch up with you next time.